All right, do a short little video. I want to explain my process. I think it's a 4-step process on how I now basically approach Chi Sao. The traditional approach, I'll just explain it first. So if you're rolling, doesn't matter how you roll. If I wanted to hit him, most people enter with a technique. So maybe, let's say we're rolling and I do lob sao. See? Did a lob sao. He intercepted it, right? Let's say I want to do pakda, so I may enter it this way, right? Whether I step or I don't step. I'm not going to step too much because I don't want to get out of the frame. But so, let's say I want to enter with tanda. So I'm trying to get in or enter with a technique. That's a kind of a very traditional approach that most people will do it. So I have a different approach. So the emphasis is not to strike first. Actually, there's a chain of events. Striking is the last chain of event, because basically what you're trying to do is the striking part is the easy part. What you need to do to be successful at hitting him is to work on the other elements. So when we touch hands and we're doing the roll, the first thing I want to do is not strike or try to enter with the strike. The first thing I want to do is, so most people will have a type of force, maybe a forward pressure, or even if it's a kind of a neutral pressure. Once you apply some type of a pressure, he'll react to it. May use structure or whatever. He'll use like a very strong bang sao, fuk sao, etc., etc. So the first thing I want to do is, without trying to do a tanda, a pakda, a ganda, whatever, to strike him, to get in, I'm going to split his force, meaning I'm going to, in different directions, split the force on his bang and on his fuk. Once I do that, then I'm going to secure that position by stepping in slightly. So instead of my hands occupying the center line, my body will occupy the space that my hands normally occupy. So watch this. See? So why do I do that? Well, most people in a traditional kind of roll will work within this area. I call this the hot spot. So everybody works within this hot spot. And then when maybe he makes a mistake, and then the person will come in and strike. That's usually how it works. My approach is not to do that. I try to basically split his force. There's different ways of doing it. I'll demonstrate a few ways, but I split his force like maybe this way. I step in with my body, and the main thing is I secure the position by not allowing him to regain the center line. He needs to have his hands approximately in front of his body, but when they're out here, he can't occupy the center line. If he can't occupy the center line, he can't really dominate me. He can't control me. He can't strike me, but I can strike him willingly. Then after you secure the position, meaning my position is superior to his, and he can't get back to center, then you strike if you want. You don't even need to strike, because you can strike. I basically just start over. So we're rolling. I come right in. Maybe I'll split the force. I come this way. So he can't. This arm can't come to center. This one can't come to center either. If he tries to come back or roll, see? I take control of him and throw him on the floor. So that's my approach. It's not based on technique. The emphasis is not on the technique. It's basically on dealing with his energy, his force, preventing him from occupying or dominating the center. I dominate his center, not with my hands, but with my body positioning. My body is taking control of his center here. See, I can manipulate him that way. And then at the last chain of events is the strike. That's it. That's how I approach my Chi Sao. Okay, that's it.